There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Not exactly sure what happened there. Little technical difficulties. What's going on? Hope you all had a nice extended weekend. Didn't actually get to show you guys what Mondays was. It said, give yourself credit for the days you made it when you thought you couldn't. And then we got today's, which is, I feel like we already had this one. We'll have to look. You're awesome. Remember that. Well, let's get to it. Alrighty. So, nice extended weekend. Hopefully everybody had a good one. Mine was fun-filled and all that good stuff with the fam. Just doing some crazy stuff. SPY gapping down a little bit. I'm assuming because more coronavirus stuff. Tesla gapping up. What was another one? That SPCE just absolutely said, I'm just going to keep on going. I guess they want to go to space pretty badly. Let's see what else we got here on the gapper list. BLPH. It's a 51 mil SSR. No shares available there anyways, so we will be staying away from that one. LM looks like a buyout. Let's see what we got. BEN. Nice float here. Nice volume already. I don't know what this is up on, but this will definitely be my main watch. Let's see what we can draw here on the daily. As far as some, looks like we're at some fairly key support there. Our next line would be right about here around 28, which it almost got to already. After that, there's a little bit there around 28.50. Could draw that one as well. And then the last one there would be around 29. Something, yeah, a little over 29. Yes, bud. What's wrong? Sorry, guys. Give me 1 sec. What you want? You want this? This? Is this what you wanted? Are they in there? You silly butt. You want a rolling and bully? Silly butt. All right, so got about 4 minutes here exactly until the bell. Keep Ben as our main watch. Let's see. What's everybody else looking at? Don't really see anything else that someone might be looking at. Let's put Ben down here so we don't forget. Obviously not trading Tesla. Of course, Ben's making a pullback now. It's not exactly what we wanted. RESI. This also appears to be like some kind of a buyout. Anytime you see it go up to a specific price and just kind of go sideways, it usually means it's a buyout. So we're going to assume that's the case. If it wants to go off on the scanner later, we'll take a look. AAP, this thing's gapped up 9.5%. It's a $140 stock. Float is 69 mil. It's kind of an interesting one. I don't know if we'd run into buying power issues with this one. It's actually it's coming up on a very key level, right around 150. Actually, 150 looks to be that key level, like 149 to 150. I guess we'll keep an eye on it just in case. SENS, nothing there. Range isn't that great anyway. KR could be one to watch. Actually, we'll put this one up on one of our other charts over here. Let's pull these charts back up. Facebook. There we go. KR. Did some finagling with my charts and stuff over the weekend. So we'll see if that helps out at all. KR on the daily. We want to draw some lines here. One right around there at 30. And the next one not until up here around 32. Actually, it's a little lower than that. Right around 31.50. I'll keep those there. What else we got? ABEO. I'm pretty sure we don't have shares. Oh, we do have shares there. I feel like we haven't had shares of that in the past. It's really all I see, guys. I think we're just going to stick with BEN as our main. We'll keep KR up on our other chart. And, yeah, we'll go from there. What's up, Constantine? Good morning. Thomas, good morning. Excuse me. Needed that little stretch. Taking a look at stuff on the scanner here. BLPH just climbing and climbing. Seems to be the SSR lower float type move of the day, even though it's got a 51 mil float. Can't really play it. Keep it up on the other screen just because. Why not? Looks like Devin, his main watch is BEN as well. 28. So apparently the news on this thing is they are a company that is acquiring another company, which Devin says that usually gaps down. So it's interesting that it's gapping up. So who knows? That's why I don't play news. We shall see what's going on. We got about 20 seconds here until the bell. See if we can't find some good stuff today. KR will bounce off 29.50 at open. Look at you calling out numbers. I'm gonna put a line right at 29.50 just for you. Well, it's on my other chart, but there's the bell. Good luck, everybody. Ben is absolutely getting crushed right out of the gate. Not exactly what we were hoping for. Volume on this thing kind of died too. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. So far, BLPH is the only thing going off on the scanner. Just kind of be impatient here. Let everybody kind of get back into the swing of things. Pulled up VG. It's not really doing anything. Had an interesting gap up in the pre-market this morning. I gave it all back pretty much. Got RUBI. It's a little bit of a lower float. It's actually in a pretty big gap fill when you scroll out here. Gap fill is all the way up there to 13. Keep an eye on that one. So Ben, we would need it to really hit the scanners for us to get back to it. VG keeps popping up here. See if we can't get this pop through 10 on VG. NP trying to do something. A little slow here to start. I'd like to see VG up over 10. Excuse me. There we go. So we can get a little bit of a push through 10 here. I don't want to start this too early. If it wants, I mean, we wanted it to go through 10, but we also wanted it to extend itself. If it's not going to extend itself, there's nothing we can do about it. Here we go. Let's try it again. There we go. I shouldn't have changed my share size. It cost me some cents there. It's okay. We're going to start VG here. Got 26. We'll look to add through 1050 if it gets there. And then our final add will be up there near 11. I was changing it because the move worked in our favor there. So it gave us a little bit more share size. Ali asked, do you think the 518 or 5, 8, and 13 EMA is useful for day trading? If it fits your strategy, then sure. But I don't trade EMAs, so. This is MGI. MGI, the range isn't that great here on MGI. I'll probably leave that alone. Crap. VG kind of fell without us. We didn't really get an add there on the way down. Excuse me. Dang. We like really missed the boat there on VG. I was looking to get an add, but I went down to the other chart just for a second, and that's when it dumped on it. Can't really add when it's all the way down here near the whole dollar. If it wants to pop back up, we can look to add. Here we go. All right, we're going to get our add in here. What was the high? 37? Okay. So we're not quite full size, but we're half size here at least, which is good. So now if we can get down through 10, we'd be a little bit more happy about it. And we still got that one last add if we want it, if it wants to push up through towards 1050. But now we're kind of using that as our risk area since we kind of found the top there. Plus it's getting a little spready. I don't really like spreads that much. Still looking for something else as well. FTSI. Nothing there. USAC. What is this? What do we got here? Really no volume on this thing, like at all. And it's crazy too, for as much volume as VG is getting, it almost feels like it just stalled. It's kind of what you fear too when it does that. Definitely going to be patient with the last little bit if we want to add it. AGRX on the scanner, we have no shares there. It's also on SSR. MRNS, no range, also no shares anyway. It's kind of looking like VG wants to go up here. There we go. Okay, bud, give me 1 sec, okay? I was short VG because it looked like a good extension. That it was. I mean, it did what we wanted. We were just looking for the follow through down through 10. Didn't quite give it to us. I'm thinking about getting full size here as it's attempting to fake out, it looks like. This thing got really slow on us. Really nothing else going off on the scanners, though. That's the only other thing. BLMN. Pretty sure we looked at this one earlier, didn't we? This kind of moved up, had a huge drop back down. We didn't see this earlier. Yeah, toothpaste? So you don't need toothpaste. We're kind of in a little bit of an ascending triangle here. Kiddo, what are you doing, bud? I feel it's like I want to get up and get him his applesauce, but we're kind of in a crucial spot here. I'm going to get it for you. You just got to wait a sec. Oh, you give me a kiss. Oh, you give me kisses. Oh, kisses. I love your kisses. He's like, I gave you a kiss for applesauce. Apple. I'll get you some applesauce here in a second, bud. This thing like really slowed down. Oh, thanks for the kiss. This PAVM. What's the float on PAVM? Brian got into it, but it feels like a lower float. 26 mil. That's not too bad, I guess. See, VG definitely looks like an ascending triangle here. We're just kind of seeing if it wants to attempt and then fake out. Like I said, we still have room for that last ad. Box? Okay, here we go. We're at high of day. This is ADXS. Careful. ADXS is a dollar popper. Where did you put the applesauce? So KR actually made a pretty decent move up. Apple. Alright, I'm gonna go get your applesauce. Give me a sec. Alright. This thing is going so slow, I'm gonna attempt to do this. I'll be right back. Oh, it's failing. I keep my perishables separated from my non-perishables and my personal life separated from my business life. Ironically, I enjoy putting cats and dogs together. Vincenzo. Never a dull moment. This VG is being a little tricky. Tricky. It's like every part of me wants to hit the button to add for the move back down, but I don't want to add because if it does pop up through, I want to be able to add up at 1050. Kind of stuck in an awkward spot here. Good morning, Christian. Good morning, cutie. You talking to yourself? I'm also not liking the way it's trading, so part of me almost doesn't want to add at all. Like, just kind of let it do its thing. Almost just cut it at high of day if it wants to go high of day. Actually, I think that's what we're going to do. Maybe we'll get the add in here. Get the add in here, and then we'll stop at high of day. We'll give it a little bit of room. We'll give it to that 50 break, at least for now. We'll see how it reacts. Make sure I'm doing this right. Yep. We can always change our mind. That way, at least we're full size. We're happy that we got full size, and if it wants to go back down towards 10, awesome. If it wants to stop us out, then it won't even be like a full size loss. We're sitting at 1024, so it would only be like a $25, $26 loss. Of course, it faked us out there. Big order sitting there at 40. Thomas. Yeah, we're full size. Now we're just kind of waiting. If it wants to go up there and break 50, then it is what it is. It won't even be a full size loss, so I'll be happy with it. But yet we can get more than what we were looking to get if it does decide to die back down. It's funny too because I feel more confident hitting the add button where we did versus on that squeeze up, because you know when you're going up into 40 like that, you kind of feel like, oh crap, okay, this is definitely going to go to 50, so you're more hesitant to even hit the button. Whereas when I hit it down at 27, I felt much more comfortable about it. It's kind of funny how the human emotions work in that way. But hopefully we can just get this move back down towards like under 1020, because that's kind of what's holding it up here. 1024, 1022. Man, VCRA was a pretty big one. That we no volume there though. There's no way I could see myself getting in that. FCEL. We have no shares on FCEL. We tried to play that thing last week too. Here we go. We're trying to get the breakdown here on VG. I feel like under 10 is really what we want, but we'd probably take most of our position around 10. Let's put an order out there just in case it decides to give us some random crazy flush. Put it at 10.06 for most of our shares. Just making sure I had it in there right. Christian says, I feel live. GMPX, let's see. Really nothing else to look at. It's kind of annoying. Pretty slow morning here. CC had a nice pop at the bell, but I never saw that on the scanner. Yeah, it's not coming up there. Just need VG to actually get stuffed here. Feels like it's trying to be held up a little bit. We just need this pop down through 20. I feel like we'll get a nice little dump off at least until VWAP. Just putting 50 in the box just in case we get like a dump, but not quite to our order. Can look to try to just take half. That way we'd still have a decent amount to try to keep dropping. But not taking off too much. At least that way we can have something working for us. Guess the coronavirus and all that good stuff is kind of keeping everything under wraps here. Here we go, coming down. Got the 25 that time. RH. Yeah, it's a little too pricey for me. I wouldn't really say it's running. And what do you mean insane volume? Or are you talking about like Robinhood the app or something? Because the stock RH has like no volume. It has 195,000 total. I always watch price times volume. Not a lot of volume, but doing millions in a minute. I'm so confused what you're saying. What is doing millions in a minute? Unless you're talking about like the volume going through the app of Robinhood or just Robinhood in general. So it looks like VG is kind of turning into a grinder here. Popping up here towards 50 now. It's looking like it wants to at least attempt 50 here. I don't care about volume in my analysis, but I have volume times price on my scanner to see where money is being moved. Gotcha. All right, we're going to add a little bit more risk here. I had my other montage ready. I figured we'll risk another 5 cents to add some more share size, get our average up a little bit. Now, if it wants to stop us out, we're only risking another like 6-7 cents on top of what we already had. But now, if it wants to fall, it'll be in our favor. We'll have bigger share size as well as a higher average. That's just the thought process behind the quick add there. 44, so 51. So yeah, we're risking 7 cents to double our share size there. And if it wants to give us a nice pullback, we could always get rid of some of that share size to alleviate some of the risk. It was an intense move, boys. This was right off the scanner from earlier. If we can get back down in the 20s, I'll start taking a little bit off here. Silly stock LK moving again. VG kind of messing with us here. This thing is very spready. And with not the amount of volume it has, it's pretty jumpy too, which is all good. SPCE got long stuck right now. I didn't even SPCE. Oh wow, yeah, people jumped in for that breakout. That's why you gotta have a plan in motion. Always have a plan. You buy that breakout, you better have an idea where you're getting out. Don't just sit there and hold the bag. Need VG to try to at least come down here and test that 1025 area again. It's kind of what we were hoping for there on the 1050 reject. Yep, I did too, Christian. That's why I don't do it. That's where I think a lot of people start their careers off buying breakouts, just because that's kind of what they see everyone doing on YouTube, and they're only posting winners and showing you fame and glory and all that good stuff, and it's not always the case. Hopefully we don't get too much slippage if it does decide to take us out here. Hopefully we get rejected a couple times here. I mean, obviously it looks like it wants to test the 1050 area, so maybe we'll look to take the majority of our position off if we get a move back down, because it's definitely attempting to grind up here. Or if it wants to go through now, then oh well, we'll take our loss. It's not even a max loss. Here we go. Looks like we're going right through. Might be a hidden seller there at 1050. You never know. It's the beauty of level 2. That's why you don't really pay attention to it too much. Looks like we're trying to go through. Still trying. Could even be a little bit of a fake out too, where we'll get stopped out. Might go a little bit higher, and then it'll end up finally giving that retrace. Might just be looking for, they might just be stop hunting right now. Yeah, it's not looking good. We're dwindling out, unless there's some kind of hidden seller there. We need somebody to just slam the bid right now. Boom. Not looking good. I feel like it would have went through by now. Might be a hidden seller there. Nope. I think we're done. What? That was weird. The 50 was on the bid as well as the ask there. I'll say that's a good sign that we might get a decent pullback here. Is it enough? Need to get back down into the 30s. And VNet's making a nice move. We don't have any shares there. Yeah, Christian, you're exactly right. If you're buying breakouts, if that thing doesn't work right away, you got to have a trigger finger. Get right back on there. Make sure you get yourself out before it completely dumps on you. It's actually starting to get hard to see this chart. I mean, 1025 is a pretty obvious area. Then we got 10. It's 1038 now. It's kind of was resistance. 1040 areas now it's trying to be used as support. We really need it to break through that level. Need to get back down into the 30s, and I feel like we'll get a decent pullback here. ARLP. It's like either we don't have shares on the things that are moving today, or, I mean, there's just really not that much moving in general. Here we go, trying 40. I mean, just that 1025 area is really all we're looking for. Actually, let's see. Let's put an order out here. Wouldn't really be much there. Guess we'd want to see what it does there. If it gets there. 1020. We'll do 1027. There we go. Man, this thing just keeps going right back to that 1040 area. GDT, you did not miss anything good. It's been a really slow morning. We're just kind of messing around here with VG. Trying to get this thing to drop down, maybe test VWAP, but it's looking like it wants to stop us out. Christian says, VG now under T-line, whatever that is. Bearish momentum. Well, unfortunately, it's right back up to 1050. Yeah, GDT. If you jump in the room, you'll see even Brian's having a really slow day. He took a couple trades, and as he got in, he was like, just because it's so slow. Tim's grinding it out. I can't play LK. LK, I don't have shares. BT AI, I also don't have shares. CC, I did have shares, but I never saw that on the scanner, to be honest. Let's see, we got TUP. That's really no range there. MGI. MGI is kind of got some weird volume coming into it here. Oh, you're actually at work. I got you. It's looking like we're finally going to get stopped out here on VG. It attempted to drop down for us, but didn't really give us any kind of a real pullback. I was going to take some of the risk off if we got under 1030, but we never got there. I guess I mean, even Brian said it was slow, so don't let him convince you that I'm just grinding. It is slow. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we can get back under 30 here. 35 kind of being the key area that we need to get through here. We can't actually get some sort of pullback here. And right back up to 44. Grinding is for coffee. And I don't drink coffee, so... I just wish VG would kind of make up its mind. This is like becoming it's just like consolidating here now in the 40s. I'm not moving my stop, that's for sure. I've accepted the risk on that end. It's just a matter of how we want to play this, if we can get it to drop down. I want it to get into the 1020s so I can start taking some of this off and seeing if we can get the continuation. That's what I want. But it does not seem to want to break down. It's very brutal. Stop is right over 1050. It's sitting at 1051. I mean, it's like every time it tries to break down through 1040, it just goes right back through. Put a good luck order out here. Put it at 1027, see if it wants to maybe come down there and give us some of these shares. That's only for 50 shares. Yeah, it's still going. I'm not, like I said, I accepted the risk on it. If it wants to stop me out over 1050, then so be it. It's held so far. I honestly thought it was going to kind of stop me out and then try to drop, but it actually didn't get through this time, at least not yet. Go right back up to 1040 and through like it's nothing. It definitely feels like it's being held up more so than wants to go down, that's for sure. What are you doing, bud? He's like pushing me away from my desk. I got a feeling this time it's looking like that was kind of its support area. It's looking like it wants to go up and try high of day here. If I've ever seen things do what I think they're going to do in the past, that's exactly what I think it's going to do. Now it's just getting really slow. This is just annoying. It's like literally it's not even moving. What a slow morning. Brian can say whatever he wants. It's a pretty slow morning. He also plays the low floaters. I do not. Not yet, anyway. I mean, I never have shares on them anyway, so I can't play them. I'm not saying they're not worth playing. Just when you have a smaller account, there's really no reason to play them. A little bit of a topping tail here would be nice. Shove this thing back down into the 30s. telling you, all we gotta do is break that 35 area. It's like, it's kind of funny too, because how many times you see things like this, right? 35, 35, 35, right? And our average is sitting at 34, 125. So it's like it's using your average as a support line. It's kind of funny. Everyone's always like, oh, the market knows where my average is. The market doesn't care about your average. I'm just hoping we don't get too much slippage, because I feel like if this thing goes through 50, it's gonna go through 50. Get a little bit of a squeeze. There we are. It's on the ask again. We're gonna go through this time. There it is. There we go. Yep. So we got 1 cent slippage there. So not too bad. We ended up at minus 35.75, right? Our max loss that we want per trade is $50. So we didn't even hit our max loss. This thing just didn't want to break down, guys. I mean, look at it. We had several opportunities to take a green trade on this, a small green trade, but that's not what we're after, right? We're after the bigger trade. This thing, obviously, as we were in it, we realized it was turning into a grinder. That's why we decided to put our stop where it was. And hey, it worked as a good stop for a while, but it just never gave us the pullback that we wanted. It just kept grinding higher and higher. So unfortunately, it happens. So we'll take our loss and we'll move on. I'm not upset about it at all. So losses are going to happen. And as long as we keep them controlled, right, then no big deal. And as you can see, it is climbing. I guess this is this stock's version of a squeeze. It's funny, too, because towards the end there, I was thinking to myself, as much as this thing is grinding and trying to push through 1050, I should just reverse my order and try to get some of it back, like, right away. But I didn't, because the first time I do that, it'll just completely reject right away. I do plan to do that in the future, though, because it makes, like, think about it. If you're stopping out of something, it's because you believe it's now going the other way. So if I believe it's going the other way, why wouldn't you jump in the other way, even if it's, you know, just for a little bit? Yeah, I actually thought this is what it was going to do earlier, like try to go through 50 and then come back down. But it decided to try to use 50 as support or resistance. But it actually looks like it's trying to use it as support now. It looked like it tried to go back down through for a second. I mean, it's a grinder now. We're not interested in this at all anymore. It's not an extended move. So I still have an order in here now. I'll get rid of that. Mr. Gifford, what's going on? Giovanni, how you guys doing? If you're just tuning in, we are 0 for 1 this morning. We lost on VG, as you can see here. We followed the plan, not too upset with it. We got in on an extended move. We actually added looking for this thing to go down. It did temporarily. Came back up. It looked like it tried to fake out over the highs there, so we got in full size, and then we were risking off a key area of 1050. And it went through finally, so we got stopped off. And this ad up here was, it kind of felt like it didn't want to get up through 1050, so we snagged an ad at 1044, doubling our position, bringing our share size up with minimal risk on those added shares. So that was the idea behind getting the ad there, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. So we'll take the L there, and we'll move on. It was a controlled loss, and I'm very happy about that. I feel like the only thing that we may have quote-unquote missed this morning was CC. If we want to take a look at this thing, but I did not see this on the scanner at all. I'm wondering if I just missed it. I'll have to go back and watch. I don't think it ever got to 20, though. Take a look at MGI here. This kid. He's been lifting up the rug because he saw my wife do it to clean under the rug with his toy vacuum. It's so cute. Looking at MGI, I have some pretty decent resistance here, 322. then not again until over 350. What is this area here? 3, yeah, so it's about 350. Be interested in this if it wants to shoot up there towards 322. It's like I is halted to the upside. That's why it's sitting there on the scanner. You don't have any shares on that thing anyway. That thing's crazy. Who's got bets that VG decides to retrace like all the way back to 950 within the next hour? JK. I mean, it could. And it probably, well, I won't say probably will, but who knows what it's going to actually do. Yeah, I does move. I mean, look at the daily on it. That's why. You cleaning? Say VG better keep grinding higher. And better at least go test 11 before trying to fall after all that. Like I had said, it might have been stop hunting, so who knows. Anybody get any good trades this morning? I saw a couple of you opened up Webull accounts, by the way. I get the email when you guys open it up, so congrats on your free monies. I did find out that when you open the account to get the free stocks, you have to use your mobile device. So make sure if you haven't done that and you're still looking to do it, make sure you use the mobile app to do so. Got you, Mr. Gifford. And for anybody that did miss it, the link should be in the description down below. Look for it says 2 free stocks. And again, make sure you do it on your phone. But all you have to do is sign up. You get 1 free stock. And then if you actually fund the account, you get a 2nd free stock. And you don't ever have to actually make a trade. You can literally just sign up, get your 2 free stocks. You have to wait 30 days after selling the stock, after you get it if you want. But then you can cash it out if that's what you want to do. You never have to actually make a trade with any of your money. All you have to do is just deposit your money. MGI is not really doing what we want. Let's see what I is doing here, just out of curiosity. This thing does move pretty crazy for having an 87 mil float. And if you guys have any questions about the Webull thing or scanners or CMEG or anything that I use here on the channel, feel free to, obviously, you can hit me up in the Discord. I don't think it has earnings right now. But you can hit me up in the Discord. You can email me. Just ask a question on YouTube in the comment section. Whatever. You guys, by now, if you're new here, my name's Tim, by the way. But I answer everything. I'm about as truthful and transparent as you can get. I think most of you know that by now. But for the people that don't, I am a one-of-a-kind channel. I will tell you that. There's not one other channel that I know of that shows you every single thing like I do. And that's the whole point. I want you guys to be able to come to the channel and know that what you're seeing is 100% the real deal. VG probably has too many shorts looking for the perfect entry, stumbling over themselves. Yeah, probably. I stopped looking at it now. Aaron says, can you paper trade in CMEG? Yes, you 100% can. All you do, looking at our montage here on I, you just drop this down and see how it gives you a demo account comes with your real account. So you would change it to the TR account, which means training. And there you go. You're on a demo account. You can trade away. You get it every day. It resets. So if we pull this up, I believe this should be in your view. Right here, you'll see the red is the demo account there. It gives you, God dang, my kid is bumping into my chair and I can't click right. So anyways, this one right here, it gives you $25,000, which is $100,000 in buying power to play with every single day. It just resets every day. So I is coming back down. See what else is on the scanner here. Trill. I know BLPH we can't play. SSR I know shares anyway. I mean, these aren't actually going off on the scanners. They're just above 10. We're just kind of scrolling through some charts here. Christian says, can confirm no bullshit on this channel. So true, guys. That's what I aim for. I want you guys to be able to come here and know that you can ask me something, and I'm not going to give you some BS answer to try to sell you something or anything like that. And like the Webull thing, that's not me trying to sell you guys to sign up for a Webull. It's me telling you that, hey, I tried this out. I went through and tried it myself to make sure that it works before I even told you guys about it. But you can go in, get your 2 free stocks, and cash it out. I mean, it literally is that simple. It's free money. If you want it to be free money, there it is. It's just, I mean, and it ranges from, it's like $12 all the way up to like $1,600, something like that. So it's pretty, it'd be pretty silly. To me, it would almost be silly not to just check it out. Like see what 2 stocks you get, right? Mine were, I got Snap, SNAP, and the other one was some other one that we were confused about. It told me it was like a $3 stock, but when you looked at it on, let me pull it back up. When you pulled it up on Webull and just regular charts, it was crazy because it had said that it was more than that. It was like $17. Where is the trade order? There we go, orders. OPCH. And it tells me it was at $3.29. And this was November. But if you go to the daily back in November on OPCH, I know you guys can't see this, but it was never under $13. So that was a little confusing. That was my fault for not checking in the moment, though, because I was just looking at it on the Webull account. AMD is just climbing like a monster. And what a slow morning, guys. What a slow morning. If you open an account with CMEG, is there any charge for just paper trading? I mean, any monthly fees or things like that? Yes, you would still have to, if you use DOS, you'd still have to pay the full $125 a month. If you use Sterling, I think it's $131. So you would still have to pay the monthly platform fee, even if you don't fund a real account. Plus, if you come to this channel, you get the Vincenzo Comedy Hour. That's so true. Got about a half hour left here. We're going to see if something wants to move, but usually we're done by now. So it kind of sucks to think that we only got one trade on VG. What is it doing now? It's still over 1050. This thing just grinding away. I mean, our original plan was to risk up to 11, but that was if it wanted to keep moving all at once. So when it kind of set the high there, we changed our plan. And, I mean, so far it doesn't look like we were wrong, right? It still hasn't given any kind of real pullback. Just kind of grinded up. And the old me probably would still be in this thing. And with probably much more share size, to be completely honest. So the fact that we got out the way that we did, I'm pretty happy with it. He loves these dogs. Yep, no problem. Don't forget, if you guys are bugging out, don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. I appreciate that. It helps the channel out, helps it grow, helps people see it, lets more people know what we're doing here, which is losing money on the first day back. Going to be some expensive tacos tonight. I started making cheese shells. Pretty easy to make, actually. But yeah, they're pretty awesome. Just stick them in the, you stick one serving of, I'm using the Mexican cheese blend. Stick that in the oven, 350 for, it's like 6 minutes, I think. And then take it out, let it cool. And then you take like one of your utensils, whether it be a spatula or just whatever, a spoon, and you lay it over it until it hardens. And you literally have taco shells made out of cheese. Amazing. Amazing. Never tasted anything better. I can't imagine eating tacos any other way now. Unless I'm at like Chipotle and I just get the bowl. Hey, leave that alone, mister. Oh, he cracks me up. Try them with a tiny smear of sugar-free tomato sauce and herbs. What? Oh, you're saying put that on. Oh, you're saying just the cheese, like make like little cheese dip or cheese like shells, like chips, I guess is what I was trying to say. I've done that in the past too. Just take them and just blot them on there just like I do with those, and I just let them fully harden right on there. Those are really good. I actually use those for guac is what I use those for. Hola from Mexico. What's up, man? That's about, I don't really know too much Spanish. I actually took French in school, so, and I really don't know too much of that anymore either. That's good. Yeah, I've actually thought about trying to make a pizza with those as well, but I feel like it'd be hard just because of the holes that the cheese kind of make. Cracks me up. Christian, I'm doing fine. Like I know some Spanish, guys. I mean, it's kind of hard not to now. I feel like it's used so much at this point. BLPH stop 586. Aaron, you know a little French too? Comment allez-vous? Parlez-vous français? Comment allez-vous? J'ai mangé le fromage. That's what we were just talking about, if you know what that means. GMPX stop 454. Oh, I see it. This kid is cracking up. I love it. I love when he's like this. Mr. Rags. You can play with him, just be nice. No pulling. Long, strong, down to get the big jet on. So, Betty, yeah, Betty. Wanna roll my Mercedes? Turn around, shake it out. The white boys got the shot. Baby got back. Do 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 do. FLR. All right, catching up on Discord a little bit. I can parlez-vous, Jacques Delencofier. Sorry about that. Uh-oh, VG getting a little rejection there, back down to 1050. It's pretty sad that that's kind of like the highlight of the morning. I mean, there's like nothing else going on. I mean, we can like look at other stocks that are moving, AMD, FCEL, GE's like right at red to green. What's that GMPX that you were playing? Jack in the Box. I don't think I've ever heard that, but I don't think that's how you would say it. I'm trying to think. I haven't spoken like French in a very long time. Vincenzo. I'm actually much better at reading it than I am like speaking it. I don't see anything there, Vincenzo. You gonna build the Legos? Go ahead. Je ne sais pas. Yeah, that'll get you through class. Did you poopies? You smell like you poopied. It's like no hablo español. Oh, you lived in France for 4 years. That's awesome. Vincenzo, of course I did it. Okay, I'll get you something. Let me see if you poopy for. Oh yeah, let's go. I'll be right back, guys. me finish up what I'm doing, and then we'll play. Want to know some really embarrassing-ish? My French teacher made me flirt with my crush in front of the whole class as some sort of exercise. Kind of sucks. The only thing worse than French was geometry. So true. My father was her boss, so she probably hated me. In hindsight, that might have been the reason I had to do this. BLPH. It's like a different kid now all of a sudden. Oh, it's halted. Guess that's why it's going off constantly. BLPH. The beauty of SSR. Anybody watch NASCAR? Anybody watch the Daytona 500 last night? Yesterday into last night? It's a pretty scary finish. I actually... I think I made a tweet about it after everything was finally okay. But yeah, that was Ryan Newman was involved on the last lap coming across the line. One of the worst crashes I've ever seen in the sport of racing in general. Just scary, like really scary. He got hit, went up into the wall, flipped over, and another guy, I'm not going to name names because you obviously wouldn't know who they are, but he was coming full speed to cross the line to finish the race, and Newman's car was upside down. It rolled, so driver's side, and he just plowed right into, like, the hood of the car. Or not the hood, the roof of the car, right where his head was. And, I mean, the way that everyone was reacting last night after it happened, it was very, I don't know if anyone remembers when Dale Earnhardt Sr. died, but it felt like that. And it was the way, when you watch the replay over and over again, it was some scary stuff, because you definitely thought that it was probably fatal. But apparently he did have serious injuries, but they were non-life-threatening. That was the statement they came out with about an hour and a half later. And so it allowed me to go to sleep a little bit easier because I still follow NASCAR here and there. And Formula One's like my thing, but I grew up watching NASCAR. It was kind of what my dad was really into and the rest of my dad's side of the family. So I just naturally kind of pay attention to it because I do like it. But I tend to only watch like the big races now. And, I've actually met Ryan Newman before. He's like a big dude. He's probably bigger than anybody else in racing. And he just, knowing that he has 2 little girls and stuff like that, that was really what was kind of keeping me up. Obviously, I wanted him to be okay, but just to know that he'll be able to be with them. I mean, he's like 40, 41, 42 years old now. So even if he could fully recover from whatever injuries he does have, I don't see him racing again. I think that's kind of a gut shot to make you realize, okay, I think it's time for me to call it quits. Even though I don't really see how he could ever take a worse hit, like get into an accident that's worse than what he was just in. That is by far, if you haven't seen the replay, you can find that anywhere. Just type in Ryan Newman Daytona crash. And when you see how hard he got hit, basically in the head with another car, I'll never understand how you could ever take it. I mean, that was the worst crash I've ever seen. Like, it wasn't the worst like as far as like looking at it and like the terms of like debris going everywhere and stuff like that. But to see what happened and how it happened, and knowing this, they were going like almost close to 200 miles an hour as they crossed the line. It's just that's scary. It's really scary, especially because at that point when you see a wreck in front of you and you know you're coming up to the line, you're not letting off the gas. You're hammering through. So it wasn't like that guy let off as he hit him. He was going full speed. And BLPH is back open, by the way. This thing's definitely trading like a low floater. But yeah, I think I should put a stop loss on BLPH after the halt. I have no experience with this halting thing. I can't tell you, man. That's something I try to stay away from. I'm not gonna tell somebody how to trade, but hopefully you're still in it because it just broke 8 and it's moving. But unfortunately, this is what these things can do. They can immediately go the other way pretty quickly. I mean, personally, if I was trading this, I would think as long as you stay over the 730, what is it, 736, so around that area, if you stay over that, you should be all right. But as you can see, it's dropping right down. The spread was like 30 cents there for a second. Respect the oval race more than I used to, but I like races when they turn right also. Yeah, Formula One is by far my favorite type of racing now. But I did grow up, and I like to pay my respects to NASCAR. NASCAR kind of killed themselves with all these rule changes. I honestly think they didn't want Jimmy Johnson to just win every single year, so they had to change the rules. Because I guess part of them wanted Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty to still be relevant and whatnot, which they always would have been. I don't know why they would ever think that they wouldn't be. But Jimmy Johnson was going to literally just slaughter all the records if they just kept going the way that they were. And even with the rule changes, he still almost won so many years in a row. He just never could finish it off. But, yeah, just if you don't have respect for people racing in NASCAR, you guys clearly have never raced a long endurance race. And just go look at that accident from last night. I mean, these guys are literally putting their lives on the line every single race. It can be some scary stuff. I'm not giving you the whole container. Yeah, you know how hard it is to give your son some pizza Pringles and not be able to eat them? It's like the hardest thing ever. So yeah, I definitely would. Me personally, I would have been out there when it failed 8 the second time. Even if it goes over 8, I would have been happy with it. I mean, that's a pretty big move. But like I said, as long as you stay above this line here, you should be all right. But it's looking like it wants to try to get back under there. You're getting pretty extended as it went through 8. Let's knock with, oh, FL. There we go. Yep, no problem. I helped without helping. I can't give you direct advice, obviously. That's why I just tell you kind of what I would do. But yeah, on that second 8 reject, you could definitely kind of tell that this was coming. I wonder if I want to make those hot dogs for him today. I took bacon out, but I'm going to make that tomorrow. Excited for some tacos tonight. Maybe I'll make some of them cheese crisps that I was just talking about. Pringles are so irresistible. It's like I keep opening them to give him a couple, and I'm just I almost like shed a tear. And it's not a lie. It's not a lie. Once you pop, you just can't stop. That is true. You can always re-enter. Notice how they did that little fake out there? Look at that. Dropped just below it. Was it 725? Need to learn to take profit because even though those stay bull, they have a spread that's too insane to not take profit on. Yeah. I feel like anytime you're in a stock like this and it's starting to get extended, just taking some profit, at least some profit, even if you just put it on the ask for the key breaks, like over 8. So like you put it at like 806 or 811 or something like that. That way you at least get some fill on those pops. So if it does reject, so, oh well. If it continues, then cool. You still got some shares, right? But at least you're guaranteeing yourself some nice profit. That's what I try to do when a stock's coming back for me. But unfortunately, obviously today didn't really work out. Just such a slow day today. Like really slow. See how the other guy's doing. Ooh, he's up on BLPH. Nice. $2.93. He's up more than I am today. I'm like, this is how bored I am. Going to check up on good old. I still don't know his name. I hate calling him by his channel name because this doesn't make sense to me. Oh, he had a trade on GMPX here. Let's see what he did. Did he left it without closing it? I guess. Oh, it came right to a stop. It didn't stop him out. He looks super happy about that. The chart's looking like it wants to stop him out, though. We'll see. And there it is. Okay, so 250. Oh, he gets back in. Oh, jeez. When did he get in that? He cracks me up sometimes because he'll jump back in like right after he gets out. That actually wasn't a horrible entry, but let's see. He puts the stop in and he got hit again. So it looks like overall, let's see, what was the BN? How much did he win on that one? There's that. So he's actually break even on the day. He's actually up like 20 cents. Oh no, he's back in GMPX. Oh, he actually won some there. Okay, so he's up like $1.40 now. I always wish the best for him, but
Traders today.
We will see how that pans out. Have you been to the F1 track in Austin? No, I have not, but I want to go so bad. I really do. I don't really like taking partial profits because it makes my post analysis so much more complicated. But I see why. Yeah. Yeah, the only reason I like taking partials is because you're basically paying yourself along the way, right? So that way you're not taking max risk at all times. To me, taking max risk at all times like doesn't really make too much sense. Yeah, Vincenzo, I do plan to go there once I have some expendable monies. Actually, Sorry, responding to an email real quick. Oh, getting kind of hungry. Looks like it's trying to curl back up. It's trying to use that area of support. I'm trying to mentally push FLR up here. While we're here, it looks like we're going to be done trading. I'm going to get ahead and go full screen, show you guys the old journal process again real quick. I'll export these trades. Today's the 18th, Feb 18. .csv. Pull the journal over. That's the other good thing too, guys. If we want to go back to last week, we ended up making like let's do. Let's say so. It was the 4th. Was it? It's the 10th. I still don't understand why. I'm gonna have to message him and tell him that his calendar. Oh, this is actually February 9th. Let's see. I still think it's off though. No, it's actually on. Okay, so 10 through today. So we were up $94 last week, right? So when we add this in, like we're still green, right? This loss was a break-even loss because it started to work out for us. We ended up cutting it break-even. But if we add, it's kind of the point. When you have a high percentage, you want some more? When you have a high percentage, high win percentage strategy, the idea is that when you do lose, you don't give back a ton of profits. And that was always my problem in the past. But as you can see now, just one loser, it didn't get rid of all my profits. It was like, even if it was $50, it still would have only been around half my profits. And even right now, I'm only at 75%. But this is a small sample size since we restarted the 112, obviously. But just to show you guys, that's the idea, is to never give back all of your profits in one trade. So huge jump there in like my mentality overall. Let's take an updated picture real quick, a screenshot of VG. Let's see where it's actually still literally just sitting there at 1050. It's like just standing still. Save VG. Yes, replace X. Pull that back up. Add the whee. Add that in there. This was, we actually had 4 entries on this one, and it was the 112, and we followed our plan. So I'm happy about the overall trade. It just didn't work. So again, really excited to make this like 100 trades, right? And just keep getting full size, because most of the time when we get, and obviously VG, if we want to take another look at it real quick, this isn't exactly what we normally look for, right? It was pushing it just a little bit as far as looking for the extended move. But there was absolutely nothing else going on. We got the move through the whole dollar. It had a nice push through that. It was extending itself to a decent amount. We had a good risk off from that pre-market high at 11. It was also a decent area on the daily. Actually, if we draw the line that we had on the daily earlier, it was actually sitting right here around 1060. So, and the next area was right before 11. So there was tons of resistance on the daily. Just said it didn't want to work. Unfortunately, that happens. So I don't think it was a bad trade, but normally you see us looking for ones that have, they're going through the pre-market high day, or they're extending itself much more than this, et cetera, et cetera. So we did kind of force the trade a little bit, but we still followed our plan, and it wasn't that bad of a trade. It was extended, not that extended, but oh well, right? Start the week off with a loser. It wasn't that big of a loser. We stayed within our plan and our max loss. And of course now it's starting to drop down, a little butt muncher. But yeah, that's all I have. I'm actually going to jump out of here a couple minutes early. Well, let me see if you guys have any questions. Sorry, who is the YouTuber you were checking on? It was Trading Monkey. He somehow gets 150 plus viewers for his live stream every morning. And I guess it's his personality. If you want to go over there and check him out after I sign off, just YouTube search Trading Monkey. He'll come up. You'll see there's like 100 and some people watching him. Can you explain what you just did when you said export these? Does CMEG export to your journal? Yes, but sort of. So if you go to your main screen on CMEG, you have to open up your trade log. So go to trade and then trade log, and it'll open up this window. You just right click it and hit export. And then you can make an area, a folder or whatever. I just made one called trades. And then it makes you a CSV file. So if you really wanted to, you can actually open that folder up and look at it like this. So like today right here. So what it's doing is it's breaking it down so that the journal can read it, but it also has it like this. So you can come in here and you can see every order that you put in for the day. So if you really wanted to. So that's all the journal's doing, is reading that and putting it into the format that it uses over here on TraderSync. So don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. If you still want to talk, hit me up on Discord. I'm going to go get something to eat. Feel free to like and subscribe as well. Always appreciate that support. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave those down below when this thing processes. Again, ask me on Discord, Twitter, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.